Hey, 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 yo, this the freestyle vibe I'm giving y'all. Safety, I'm trying to get involved because I don't want to get hurt from a slip and fall. I don't want to die from a trip and fall. It gets busy, y'all. You was in the stall and the bathroom floor was wet. Yeah, and you fell on your butt. That's some disrespect and a lawsuit they finna vet. Look, cause you can have it all, get served on a platter. Yeah, I could tell you safety matters. If you don't have safety, it's a disaster. They gonna sue, get the lawyers on these bastards. Look.
Welcome back to Safety Matters. This is Russ Kendzior, and today I have the wonderful opportunity to interview a sales rapper, Zheng, the sales rapper. Say hi to everybody, man.
How's it going, everyone? It's your boy, Zheng, the sales rapper here.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's I came across Zheng several months ago through a mutual contact, and man, you just lit it up. You just had me so excited about what you do, and really the creativity that you have. I mean, this whole sales rapper thing. You got to tell me how did this start? I mean, how did you become a sales rapper?
Excellent question, Russ. So this story arc can be broken down in three main parts. The first part, I spent 10 years rapping and making short videos for YouTube. This is way back in the day when we had the 720p flip cameras, and I was trying to be a YouTuber, trying to be a rapper, remixing songs, downloading them off datpiff.com and putting my own spin on it. That was unsuccessful. So I spent 10 years throughout my middle school, high school, and college years trying to unsuccessfully to be a mainstream rapper. Didn't work out. So I said, hey, let's give this thing a bit of a rest. And I went into sales. And that's where you get the sales part of the sales rapper. And I was in corporate sales for a company called Yelp. And I was their Chinese sales translator. Did that for about 3 years and then left Yelp to go to a new opportunity in March of 2020. Fantastic month. I spent 3 days at the office when I first started. And then on day 4, New York went into lockdown. Within 4 months from then, my whole hiring class, including myself, was laid off. And that's when I took my talents to LinkedIn.com to look for jobs, send out my resume, and apply to new roles. And I remember getting a lot of feedback at the time saying, Zheng, you have good work history. You have good experience here, but nothing about you really stands out. And it's a tough market right now. All these recruiters are getting bombarded with resumes left and right. Just really hit in the face with them. So the feedback I got was make some content, create your personal brand, try and stand out in some way to differentiate yourself. So at that point, I looked back into my rearview mirror, right, and I saw the 10 years of trying to be a musician, making videos, doing music, little jingles, and having fun with the sound. So I decided to combine the two. Let me take my artistic talent and see what I could do with that to talk about my sales acumen and business to business and software. So when I combined the two, I started going viral with rap videos on LinkedIn, which sounds like a made up sentence, except it's true and it happened to me. And that's when companies started hitting me up saying, we like your content. How can we pay you to do this for us? And 3 years later, here I am.
Well, that's an excellent story. I mean, you are truly an entrepreneur, a creative person, an artist, and you merged really two professions. Is that fair to say? Two career paths together into this unique kind of creative venue of rapping about sales. And all right, now, Zheng, everybody that doesn't know you is going to say, Russ, what does that mean? What does sales rapping mean? So why don't you give the audience a little taste of kind of the stuff that you do?
Let's do it. Let's give them a freestyle. So Russ, I need a trusty companion for this segment of the show. So to prove to the audience that this is freestyle and not premeditated, that we're not cheating the audience on this show. Russ, I'd love for you to give me a couple of keywords and terms. Maybe they're related to safety news, and we could throw that in our freestyle.
You got it. In fact, I came prepared because normally you'll have people feed you during like a chat words, and you're just instantaneously throwing them into the rap. And I struggle with that. So I prepared some words. Ding, you ready for this? I don't know if you want to write them down or however you want to handle it.
Let's do it. But, I got my notepad handy.
we want to talk about slip and fall, trip and fall. Okay. Let's throw the name of the show in there. Safety matters. People getting hurt. Lawsuits on the rise. Hospitalization by the thousands. Ruining people's lives. That's kind of poetic, isn't it? And then the last one is costing billions of dollars. So you should have 8 or 9 short phrases. Mix them up, have fun, and this might be, in fact, it probably will be the theme song of the show.
Let's go, man. We'll have to get in the studio and record a whole version of it, but let's hear this. Yeah. How we doing on sound?
Good.
Hey. Yo, this the freestyle vibe I'm giving y'all. Safety, I'm trying to get involved because I don't want to get hurt from a slip and fall. I don't want to die from a trip and fall. It gets busy, y'all. You was in the stall and the bathroom floor was wet. Yeah, and you fell on your butt. That's some disrespect. And a lawsuit they finna vet. Look, because you can have it all get served on a platter. Yeah, I could tell you safety matters. If you don't have safety, it's a disaster. They gonna sue, get the lawyers on these bastards. Look, I've been putting in work, yeah. Get that safety right on my shirt. I don't want to see nobody here getting hurt, yeah. Look, people might go berserk because the lawsuits, they be on the rise. I see the lawyers in their suits and ties in the courtroom. It was more doom, and you on 4 Zooms by the afternoon. It's not a challenge. Safety is here. We got the talent. You don't want to see hospitalization by the thousands. Yeah, because you was trying to move a mountain. Look, and what I think it's like. Look, no safety, that's an evil vibe. No safety is ruining people's lives. Look, you don't want to be living in squalor. Lack of safety costing billions of dollars. Yeah, I ain't say to you. And this is why you got to follow safety news. Let's go.
All right, man. That round of applause. I mean, yeah, that's just amazing how spontaneous you can just do that. And I guess it's probably because you do it a lot. And good job. I mean, that was really a great rap. And like you said, we're gonna have to probably pull together in the studio and get something really along that same line, as the theme song for the show. But you brought up another good point, and that is our collaboration on safety, just safety in general, kind of doing a story about safety, doing raps on safety. There's so many elements to safety. There's, fire safety, water safety, food safety. I mean, where does it end? I mean, it's just such a big subject. And, as our audience continues to grow, and by the way, Ding, we're approaching 100,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Woo! Let's get that sound effect in the back.
We're on a roll, and man, I'm just so excited to have you on the team and get you plugged into our audience and vice versa. Now, the other thing is you got a really big social media following. I know you do a lot on LinkedIn. Is that kind of your primary channel?
I would say so. I'd say LinkedIn is my primary channel. Obviously, at this point, we're on every single platform. I think it's good to diversify. You want your own media, you want your own rented audience on these platforms. But I would say B2B SaaS on LinkedIn. That's great. I do some YouTube stuff. We just hit 1 million views on the channel for my YouTube, so that's been nice. And
wow, I mean,
much more views and content for the Safety News collab.
I feel so small.
No.
Well, give me you said B2B. A lot of your work winds up in businesses, right? They're business owners. Yeah. Are we talking Fortune 500 corporations? I mean, small businesses. Kind of who's your typical business listener?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say for my audience, it's very much venture-backed startup. So we're talking. It's funny because it's all the tech companies that did layoffs in the past year and a half. But cloud software. Think about the stereotype of a San Francisco tech bro, and that's most likely what my clients look like. Although these days it's more AI. So that's something I'm very curious about. Talking about safety when it comes to tech and artificial intelligence. Where do we draw that line?
It's funny you should say that. We have a big symposium coming up here in Texas in a couple of weeks, and we have one of the speakers as a PhD professor, and he invented this concept, Ding, on about virtual reality. He actually puts a headset on you, and you think you're in your facility. So, if say you work for a hospital, you have a headset that you just walked into your hospital, and he stages like safety issues like wet floors, different hazards. And as you're walking into what you believe is your office, your lobby, you got to identify the hazards. And if you don't, it's like a video game. And if you don't, it kind of punishes you. You get a score at the end, and then you walk through the lobby into the hallway and then into the patient rooms, and it's this whole virtual reality thing. And his name is Dr. Mark Faggiano, and it's just really an amazing system of trying to train people to understand their role in safety. And to be honest with you, Ding, and whether I don't know if you know this or not, may or may not matter, but just a lot of people don't really seem to give a damn about safety. It's one of those things that you walk by a hazard and don't do anything about it, and then the next guy doesn't see it and he gets hurt. And it really is a field where a lot of those who are working in corporate America, whether it's a large retailer or whomever, really need better training. They really need to connect. And one of the cool things, and this is a compliment to your generation, is millennials, Gen Zs, they do have a high, or I should say heightened level of interest in caring for others, but they don't necessarily know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And so I think one of the means to communicate that message is rap. Right. Let's kind of communicate the message of prevention and safety and improving people's lives and doing the right thing through music, and that's kind of your message, right?
I agree 100%. Something that I learned from doing the sales rapper is that there's oftentimes very important messages, and there's messages that people care about, and they're not necessarily the same. And that's a big challenge, especially when it comes to a topic like safety, where safety is not necessarily sexy. Right? Maybe we talk about how well installed the stripper poles are at the club.
By the way, that's not an insult. You are correct, and that's another interesting, and that's a good point, I should say. Is most safety people tend to be boring, Ding. The subject tends to be dry. A lot of safety people, and I'm one of them, struggle with nouns and verbs. They're better writers than they are speakers. And a lot of them are introverts. But it's such an important subject, we got to kind of break through that, that glass ceiling and make safety relevant, make safety interesting, and frankly, make it entertaining. And I think that's one of the things that, what you're doing could really be a breakthrough is, communicating the elements of a good safety, knowledge, understanding through music. And what better way than rap music? Because a lot of the folks we're trying to reach are younger people. In fact, the average age of the person watching this show is 35. I mean, I have a pretty young audience, so I think you're gonna resonate. When it's all said and done, Ding, it's got to come out, in a way that people can use it, can absorb the content, can get the meaning, can get the instruction, and make it happen. Because you can train people. I don't know if you've ever worked in a fast food restaurant or anything. A lot of people have. It's boring. They teach you how to do a lot of crap, and you generally forget most of it, and just do whatever you think is right. And for slips and falls, it's just cataclysmic. I mean, Ding, if you ever look at the data, there's like 6 million emergency room visits a year for slips and falls. 36,000 Americans each year will die. And a lot of those are preventable. But we just got to do a better job. So we're kind of excited to really get you going. So why don't you tell everybody about what your plans are for safety news?
Yeah, absolutely. I think first and foremost, what I think is really exciting is to bring in a next level of entertainment type of production to the safety world. Is Safety News and Safety Matters in this show is such a treasure trove of best practices, updates, and relevant industry news and information. And I think where I can come in and add a new perspective, if you will, to this is to package the information and the value that already exists here on this channel, but turn it into an entertainment product, a music video, a rap about slips and falls, about water safety, workplace safety, corporate responsibility, retail, different subtopics that we know are relevant to specific slices of the audience, and creating custom music around that so that we can then appeal to a younger demographic. We can go more viral with these clips, create something that's intensely reshareable. I know all of y'all out there have scrolled your social media, saw a cute video of a dog carrying a rooster on its back, and thought, hey, this is really cute, sent it out to 5 of your friends. That's the same feeling that we're trying to bring to the world of safety, is to stop your scroll, be like, no way this guy is spitting bars and going crazy in a rap video talking about slips and falls at the workplace. And we're going to pattern interrupt people, arrest their attention, and make it so that it is impossible for them to not reshare, not be enthralled by our content.
You're absolutely right. Engagement. Maybe that's the word that we need to throw in at this time. Engagement, getting people engaged. You know, Ding, the accident that you prevent, the incident that our audience prevents is not only just going to save a lot of money, but it just saves a lot of pain. I mean, just look at the chain. For example, if your grandmother fell at home and broke her hip, that affects the whole family, man. I mean, yeah, she has to go to the hospital, maybe a longer term stint in a nursing home for recovery. But the immediate issues are like, well, dude, what do we do with the dog? What do we do with her house? Yeah. I mean, how do we pay the bills? I mean, it puts so much pressure on the whole family. And sadly, in that example, a lot of times elderly people, when they do get hurt, they don't get out of that nursing home, Ding. They die within 6 months after a hip fracture. So it can become a really big problem. And frankly, we need your generation, the Gen Zs and the Millennials, to really take this issue forward. I mean, I'm a baby boomer, and my generation's retiring. So although they're still working, the way they learned things, Ding, is different than the way your generation learns. Okay, rap music is a really good tool for teaching people, and what better way to teach but about safety? So we're really excited about the joint venture here. So how can people get a hold of you?
For sure. So my website is salesrap.io. Very tech company URL for an agency. You can also hit me up at eventshark.io. It's our videography company. And it's for myself, Ding Zheng. That's DINGZHENG. Ding like a doorbell. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Ding fries are done. Ding bat, ding-a-ling, dingo. I have many of those. This is what happens when you grow up in the Midwest with a name like Ding. But find me. I'm on every single platform out there. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Follow Russ. Follow Safety News. Subscribe to the show. Safety matters. It's a very, very important topic, and I can't wait for this collaboration.
No, you're the man. Thanks again, Ding, for joining us today. I guess I can now call you Ding, the safety rapper.
Hey!
And we really appreciate you coming on the show. Look forward to your content. You're going to be a channel within our channel. And to everybody out there, look for Ding, the safety rapper, coming to Safety News soon. So with that, Ding, thanks again for joining us.
Appreciate you, Russ.
Thank you.